Hi, my name is Kelly Amos, and today for your tiny health tip, I'm going to talk to you about exercise and choosing how to choose how to find the exercise that is right for you or that's good for you. I'm a health coach, and so one of the things that I do is work with people as far as selecting what type of exercise or what training plan might be best for them. But first, starting out, if you are not an exerciser or if you struggle with exercise, then it's just moving. It's just a matter of you really need to exercise. And this is the third part of a 3-part little series that I did on reasons that people are, what the biggest challenges are that people have as far as exercising. And time was the first one, and so you can find my tiny health tip on that. And also motivation was the second thing that I spoke of. And so this one, as far as finding the type of exercise or knowing what to do, and there's a lot of different ways to look at this, and there are different challenges for different people. But first, I just have a list here of some things to consider. So once you figure out your personality, your exercise personality, then it'll be easier to find things to do. So first thing is, do you like exercising in a group or do you like to exercise by yourself? And that might be something that sometimes you like to be by yourself and other times you like to be with others. And it also might be something that if you haven't worked out with other people, as far as taking a class, maybe you would like it, or you just feel a little intimidated or a little shy. Hi, Jared. A little shy about engaging in a class and you're not really sure what to do. Well, as a group fitness instructor, first of all, we love having new people in our classes, and all the people in the classes also really like to have new people. The people that are the more experienced, or the longer they've been there, the more they really like to see new people and they like to be helpful. So don't ever let that working out with a group be something that holds you back. But you may just want to have a partner, or you do, again, prefer working out on your own. The second exercise is, do you like working out inside or outside? And that one is a little bit challenging depending on where you live. So it might be something that you just kind of have to suck it up if you live somewhere cold and don't have very many things that you can do outside. Or maybe you've got an injury or a limitation, and working out outside, like walking, might be something that you do, but that's something that just isn't very safe when the roads are icy. So you might have to join a health club, use a treadmill, maybe invest in one for yourself, especially if it's something that is really limiting you as far as having limitations of things. But it's also a good time for you to try a class or try swimming or try something else and just look at it as exploration. The third thing, do you like to be spontaneous, or do you like something that's very structured and organized? So again, if you like structure and organization, then taking group fitness classes might be something that is attractive to you. I personally do like structure. I like to have a plan. I need to know what I'm doing. Now that comes from being more of an advanced exerciser, and I would say that I'm pretty mature as far as fitness and training goes, and so that's something that I really need. It's part of my focus, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But having that structure, there are a lot of different plans, and that would be something that you can. You have a lot of different options, and I'm your girl to help you choose that. The other thing is, do you like to be competitive? Do you like a little competition? Is that what motivates you? I'm going to throw out being part of group fitness classes, or being part of a challenge group. I run challenge groups, and not that it's a competitive side, but then you get motivated by what other people are doing. In my cycle class this morning, I know that some of the things that we were talking about and doing, and what we did for our class was a timed thing. And how long can you keep doing this? I am absolutely certain that people were working longer than they might on their own, because of the other people that were around them, and that's just a given. But you could also be competitive against yourself. I'm more competitive with myself, and that's really what actually motivates me to work harder as well. If it's something that I should be able to do this, or I've done this before, or one of my mental mantras is, come on, body. And I just tell my body to do it. So I'm very competitive with myself. So figuring out what kind of competition, if any, is something that you like. Another thing, hi Joya. another thing is to, how do you look at exercise? Is exercise something that really kind of wakes you up and stimulates you, or is it something that you want to do because you need it to calm you down? And there are different types of exercise that's kind of what they do. I have to exercise in the morning. My body is very much, I've built a routine, a system that keeps me healthy. I have a health system for myself, a health plan. And part of it is exercising in the morning, and it really wakes me up. And so on the days that I don't exercise in the morning, or if it's a rest day and I think, well, I'm not going to do anything, I've got to do something. I've got to go for a walk. I've got to do some yoga. I've got to do something where I'm moving. But I know a lot of people that like to exercise at night and just end their day, and then it's just this calmed, relaxed feeling. And I don't look for relaxation from exercise. I look for energy. And again, so understanding what your chemistry is like. And what do you want to feel when you exercise? So are you looking, do you like to feel do you like to feel like you can go and go and go? Do you like to feel strong? Do you like to feel powerful? Do you like to feel joyful and happy? So what is the emotion or the feeling or the sensation that you want to get out of exercise? And that will help you, to decide. Interestingly, I didn't lift weights, until I didn't start lifting weights until I think 2012. And I mean, I would do group fitness classes, but there was I didn't lift as far as following a plan. And I didn't like it. I didn't like to lift weights. I didn't like to go into the weight room. I didn't like it at all. And one of the reasons that I didn't like it was because I felt weak. And I didn't like the feeling of feeling weak. And I didn't put the two together, that my focus should be, if you don't like feeling weak, then you better keep doing this because this is what makes you strong. So it might just be kind of an understanding of that. But now I love lifting weights because I do feel strong and I can see gains there, and it builds confidence. So that's another thing. Do you like to feel challenged mentally when you exercise? And I'm going to give you a few bonus things here, but do you like to feel challenged? So like Spartan races and different obstacle courses and things, those you really have to think about. You have to figure it out. You have to figure out how to maneuver over this and do different things. Taking a Zumba class, I mean, that is very mentally challenging for me. So do you want to be challenged through movement or through a process of figuring stuff out? Hi, Julie. Or do you want to be relaxed, and do you want to be distracted? Do you go for a run or for a walk because you can think about other things? One of the things that I do with my training plans is I follow a plan, and once I'm comfortable with the exercises that I'm doing, and I have my workout sheet, my tracking sheet, then I like to double dip, and I listen to personal development while I exercise. Recently, I just started a new program, Transform 20. It's a new Beachbody program, and it's with a step, and it's 20 minutes. So I'm thinking, I haven't done step for about 5 years, but I love step, and I'm like, yes. And this is not a choreographed kind of step workout. You're using a box basically to work out on. And I was shocked, absolutely shocked at how mentally challenged I was to try to figure out what he's doing, and because it's moving pretty quickly, and I got to do this, and then I have to move this, and it was like this bonus that I didn't know was coming. And it was a great workout, and that's what I was looking for, but it was very mentally challenging. And one of the things, as far as incorporating things that do mentally stimulate you, because, and I'm talking to grown-ups here, there's a ton of research out there as far as longevity and cognitive function, and exercise that you have to figure out, like you have to figure out through your body, is to your brain like knitting is for your hands if you have arthritis. So you want to keep stimulating and creating these different paths. So as far as getting smarter, do exercises, have a couple workouts that you do that whether it's once a week or once every other week, or that's just what you're doing right now, that is mentally challenging because you have to figure out the movement of it. So it's not, I don't want to do that because I just feel foolish and I'm uncoordinated. If you're doing something where you're feeling uncoordinated, you found an awesome training plan for your brain. So you also burn more calories as you're learning stuff. So win-win. Another one, do you like somebody to push you and direct you? Or do you want to be able to make the decisions on your own? People probably come to my classes because they want to be pushed and directed. That's kind of my teaching style, is to try to be with you there while you're realizing your potential, and to help you find ways to do that and educate you through. So that's just my style. So people who aren't looking for that and aren't motivated, they don't want to come to my class. So if you're not, so that's where there's a whole variety of different teaching styles and training styles. And that's one of the good things about group fitness classes. It's also one of the reasons I'm a Beachbody coach, because I have all these different programs that I can choose from to help people, and I can help direct them with the coaching style of the trainer of the program. So Jared mostly needs to be pushed, and so you really you want to look for that. And it's one of the if you aren't always able to have something that's pushing you, like maybe you don't have time to go to a club and you can't make it to these classes, there are other ways. So if you know that having that accountability and that challenge or being pushed, then that's when you might want to join one of my groups, or have somebody that you can work with that can keep you accountable and can push you in that way. I send out a lot of text messages. So the next one, do you like to exercise to be useful? Like, do you want it to be something that you can really use this skill? And that might be something that I had a guy that was in my cycle class this morning that wants to do an 800-mile ride in the fall in Nashville, which I think is pretty cool. So his exercise, he may not have chosen to take an indoor cycle class, but he has this purpose for doing something. So maybe if you've signed up for some event, then you have a purpose for learning that skill. I've had people who are doing backpacking trips, so they start doing insanity or cycle lifting. So you're doing things that are specific to what you want your body to do. Or do you like things to be playful? So maybe that's pickleball, careful of your Achilles, but maybe it's pickleball or tennis or basketball, or things that are, I guess basketball can be pretty competitive too. So you got to look at, do you want playful and competitive, or just happy playful? Music. Does music motivate you? I used to be a runner, can't anymore, but I would not, I don't think I've ever in my life, and I used to run a lot, listened to music while I exercised. As a group fitness instructor, pretty much that dictated so many hours of my day or my week that I didn't want to have any music. I didn't want anybody directing me with running. I could just go outside. I could be distracted. I could have fresh air. And if I wanted to turn right, I'm turning right. If I want to turn left, I'm turning left. So it was one of those things where finding that balance too, and incorporating some things that this is what the training plan for your goals, this is what you have to do. Still sprinkling in some of those other things that you like, whether it's with music or the type of exercise that you're doing or the location or who you're with or who you're not with. And then the last little tip that I have here is what movements or activities, and this is going to lead into another kind of deeper area, this is bonus, again, you're getting a lot of bonuses. So what movements or activities make you feel good? What do you like? What do you feel like you're good at? What are your strengths? And you want to pick some activities and movements that match that. And so that's when you get into body type. Hi, Sydney. When you get into body type, you have ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs. And an ectomorph is kind of long, lanky, lean, which probably would be more better at endurance type activities, maybe running, or they can use their leverage, and their muscle fiber type is probably more aerobic, so that steady pace is something that you're good at. So if you have that kind of body type, then that might be something you want to start doing things like that. I am a mesomorph, and that's where you are more, you're kind of stockier and prefer power, strength, speed, but you tire out pretty quickly. And so, but you can keep repeating it. You can keep doing it. I love to jump. Anybody that works out with me on Saturdays, I like to jump. I really like to jump. It's fun. It gives me joy, and I'm good at it. So picking things that you're good at, you just build that confidence, and it's just that mental thing. And then you have endomorphs, and endomorphs tend to be rounder and a little more of a just strong. They just have this strength. So if you look at a football team, then the football team is the easiest one for me to look at. If you look at a football team, your mesomorphs would be your quarterback, your running backs, those kinds of people. Then you get your linemen. So your linemen are your endomorphs. So that's just big, brick wall, stocking. So you're finding things where you can utilize that kind of power and force, and that will make you feel good as well. So here's the deal. Again, the most important thing, Todd Byers and Gretchen Nacarado, the most important things are that you move. That's number one. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. You just need to move, because we're designed to move. And by not moving, you're not surviving. So if you're moving, you're thriving. If you're not, you're dying. And so it really is. And then your focus, if you look at more of, you're doing this, there's so many different benefits. So what is your focus? What is the thing that you're doing? And honestly, I struggled with this a little bit. This past week when I was on vacation, I went in to my vacation because I always am following a plan. I'm always following a plan. And that I have to. And for vacation, I decided to not follow a plan. I tore my labrum in my hip. I need to heal. So I needed just this time where I'm on vacation from everything. And so whatever, I'm still going to work out, but I'm going to work out based on what my body's telling me I should be doing for the day, or what I just feel like doing for the day. I'm not going to look at a piece of paper that tells me that's what you have to do today. So I do it because I'm a good soldier. But I really struggled after about the third day. It was just, I need a plan. I don't want to decide. So you can, by doing some different things, you can also learn a lot about yourself. And really, if you are if you are a regular exerciser and you are not achieving your goal, the question is, how is that working for you? So how is that working for you? Well, I really want to be able to do this and this, or I really want my body to shift into this. You have to look at, okay, then what you're doing has to match that. It has to, that's where your focus needs to be. And that again, that might be weight loss, it might be hormonal balance, and it might be lean tissue. That was the reason that I started, those are the reasons that I started lifting, following a training plan, a strength training plan, was because I was exercising regularly for years. And I was cross training, doing different things, but I didn't have a plan. All I was doing was exercising. And with my hormonal status and my age and my gender, my body composition started to change in a not a favorable direction, and I hadn't changed anything. It was just what my body was doing. So I needed to create some stimulus in my body so that my body would have to respond in that way. And so that, again, that's when it gets a little bit more confusing, and that's where I'm just going to say you probably need professional help. And there's a much deeper list of questions than this list that I gave you. So I hope that this was helpful. I know it was lengthy, and there's a lot of stuff that as far as you thinking. If anybody would like some help, just a little bit more information or direction, helping to decide what would be best, then you know how to find me. You can comment down here if you've got some questions about some specific things or would like some suggestions, because other people would like it as well, I'm certain. Or you can private message me. Or you can find me on my website, nosugarcoatingwithkelly.com. And I hope you're having a great day. And thank you for watching. And I will talk to you soon.